The premiere of Season 4 of From is officially set for April 19th this year. While we're eagerly waiting for the story to continue, it's the perfect time to find something worthy to fill the gap. And if you've already rewatched the previous seasons for the second time, it might be time to move on. I've put together a list of shows with a similar atmosphere. Mysterious towns, unsettling mysteries, and that constant sense of unavoidable danger. If you enjoyed From, you'll definitely find something here that grabs your attention.
Hey, how's she doing?
I mean, fine, given the circumstances.
Let's start with the most obvious and the closest comparison, Lost. Both shows focus heavily on mystery and the atmosphere of a confined space you can't escape. In Lost, it's the island. In From, it's a mysterious town. In both cases, there's that small, isolated community cut off from the outside world, where people try to live normal lives during the day, but face fear and the unknown at night. The mysterious elements serve the same purpose in both series. They constantly raise new questions. The idea is simple: keep the audience in a constant state of searching for answers. Even the characters share similarities. Jack Shephard in Lost and Sheriff Boyd in From both become reluctant leaders, forced to take responsibility in impossible situations. Harold Perrineau also appeared in both series.
What the hell's going on here?
What the fuck is going on?
Overall, Lost still remains one of the best shows when it comes to mystery, secrets, and long-form storytelling. The first 2 seasons are a masterclass in building tension and creating that just one more episode effect. Each episode gradually reveals the character's past through flashbacks, and later through even more complex narrative techniques. The series blends elements of science fiction with philosophical questions about destiny, faith, free will, and redemption. In 2006, a mini-series called The Lost Room was released. There are only 3 episodes, which can be watched in one sitting. And I guarantee you that if you like mysteries and the way the plot of From is built, with a constant feeding of information and details, then The Lost Room will suit you very well. This is a wonderful series in which the main character finds himself in a mysterious motel, where each door leads to another location on planet Earth. But here's the problem. His daughter goes missing in this motel, and now he is ready to do anything to save his child. Like any parent. Naturally, his entire path will be accompanied by mysteries, unclear moments, and excellent acting, which in the end will lead to a very satisfying result. You will receive all the necessary answers at the end, and they will leave you with a good feeling after finishing this series. And here we return to something more modern, Severance. How is Severance similar to From, you might ask? Again, through those same mysteries. Yes, there is no mystical component here, no mythology or any amorphous themes connected to tarot cards, but that isn't necessary. The show presents us with an absolutely understandable, yet at the same time, mysterious plot. We have a corporate world where people undergo the so-called severance process. Their inner self and outer self exist separately. The outer self can walk around outside and relax, while the inner self works in the office. These 2 versions of a person know about each other's existence, but have no idea what the other one actually does. But of course, it doesn't stop at the theme of corporate structure and people sitting at isolated desks. There are mysteries and questions here. What the management of this place is trying to achieve, what is really happening inside the company, and why there are so many strange and unclear things around. If you enjoy that feeling when a series gives you information in a way that makes your brain work instead of just passively consuming what's on screen, Severance does that perfectly.
The good news is, hell is just the product of a morbid human imagination. The bad news is, whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
If you want to tickle your nerves a little, there is a 1-season series called Midnight Mass. Although the series is worthy of my attention, I immediately warn you that everything in it develops slowly. Long dialogues, a single camera angle for several minutes. If you like this kind of atmosphere of isolation and are ready to patiently immerse yourself in a slowly unfolding story where even the cinematography itself works to create a sense of a closed space, then this project is definitely worth giving a chance. Overall, the plot can also lead you to certain parallels. A small island that can only be left at specific times by boat. A young priest arrives on this island, and with his charisma and sermons, he literally captivates everyone. And suddenly, miracles begin to happen. A girl who could not walk starts walking. People who have suffered from incurable diseases their whole lives are suddenly healed. And then the question arises, what is really going on? Are these truly miracles, and have angels descended from heaven along with this priest? I think you understand that everything is not so simple. Otherwise, I wouldn't be recommending this series to you.
Figured if I was looking for God, I should look everywhere. Came out of that an atheist.
And the last series on our list is a show that, in my opinion, should appeal to all lovers of mysteries and secrets. Dark is an ideal series for many reasons. First of all, the creators originally planned to make 3 seasons. After the show became incredibly popular, Netflix offered them various contracts to continue the story, but the authors insisted on their original plan. As a result, Dark ended exactly after 3 seasons. Dark begins with the disappearance of a boy and the search for him. But where that search leads, you have never seen time travel like this before. To understand what is happening in this series, you will have to draw diagrams, connect lines, and study physics. But the connections are there, and the way they are written, in my opinion, puts the creators on the level of geniuses. The work done in Dark is a benchmark. The atmosphere, the acting, the visuals, everything is at the highest level. But the most important thing is the story. This is a series that is impossible to stop watching. You want to keep going until you reach the finale. Unlike some projects where there is a beginning and an end, but the path between them is built along the way, in Dark, everything was planned in advance. 3 seasons, a specific number of episodes, and a fully written story. That is why there is no feeling of it being dragged out. Everything works as a single mechanism. I could praise Dark endlessly. Maybe you won't like it, everyone has different tastes. But this is a series that every fan of the genre simply has to give a chance. Share your recommendations in the comments. Which series in this genre stood out to you, and what you would add to this list? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new reviews and recommendations.